So again, welcome everyone to this interactive session. This will be a very quick session on how to build the future workforce in competitive talent marketplace. So hi everyone, my name is John K. Alexander. I'm working as product marketing manager, and I have my colleague Prashant.
Hi everyone. I work as product manager at JobsPikr and JobsPikr Insights. Welcome to the webinar.
Yeah. So meanwhile, before we start off the sessions, meanwhile, if you have any questions during the sessions, please feel free to ping us on chat or Q&A session box, and we would be happy to answer any questions you have. Also, if you have any questions to be asked during the session in the middle, you can actually ask for chat, and then we can allow you guys to talk in between. So there's an option to raise your hand, and we can actually allow you to talk. So, since March 2020, we have seen significant changes in the workforce landscape for most businesses. Whether it's new shift patterns, fluctuations in staff, significant new health and safety measures, expansion of home working or work from home, or complete redesigns of shop, factory, and office floor plans. This huge shift has had a real impact on carrying out effective workforce planning. It has been and still is a major challenge to most brands in these uncertain times. So, how do you manage a dynamic workforce in times of uncertainty? To build a competitive talent marketplace, we should have a strategic workforce planning model in place, which is a useful strategy map tool to describe the comprehensive goals of an organization. So during this session, we will take a look at introduction or importance of strategic workforce planning, framework of strategic workforce planning, and how JobsPikr helps in planning strategic workforce. So coming to strategic workforce planning, by having this, you will have the intelligence to predict the skills and employees you will need in the future and define plans to balance business demands and the supply of key talent over time. That is, it is based on external trends and view from current workforce to execute the plan. So the benefits of strategic workforce planning is creates a clear view of talent, demand and supplies, issues by expense area or reporting relationship, and by locations. Also, it helps controls unplanned talent costs and highlights issues that limit employee productivity. For example, new roles emerges as technology evolves. For example, take machine learning itself. It was a specialized skills that was part of data engineer or software engineer in few companies earlier, just 6 to 7 years back. Today, there are jobs entirely dedicated to this skill, and further several roles grown from this skill area. So by having a strategic workforce planning or planning the future, predicting the future needs, then you will be able to have a good workforce before their demands arises. So in today's market, acquiring real talent can be challenged, but retaining them can be even more difficult. So as per US Bureau of Labor Statistics published earlier, nearly 7 in 10 companies globally reported talent shortages and difficulties hiring in 2021. For instance, almost 4.2 million workers quit their jobs in October 2021 also. So, as I said, poor workforce planning can lead to hiring decisions that are reactive and therefore too late in game to meet evolving business needs. The strategic workforce planning framework has been developed to assist and to better understand and prepare for their future workforce needs. It outlines a practical, principle-based approach to implementing strategic workforce planning, which can be easily adapted to meet the particular circumstances and workforce needs. There are 5 phases in this framework, and these 5 phases are align, compare, identify, implement, and review. So I am going to take you on each 5 phases. So the first phase is align. Short and long term business objective should be planned to identify priorities and goals. So that is the first phase, to identify the short term and long term goals. As per SHRM report, 37% of the best in class organizations integrate their formal talent management strategy with the organization's business strategy. So the main key point is identify the organizational business objectives and challenges that may affect the achievement of these objectives. For getting these data, the sources will be like relevant and validated internal data, example, HR and finance reports or stakeholder consultations reports. So after identifying or aligning the long-term or short-term business objective, now comes the second phase, that is the compare. That is identify different work and workforce scenarios to deliver organizational goals and the estimated cost of each scenario. When it comes to analyzing or compare current workforce, there are two key areas to explore in particular: the quantity of workforce and the quality of the workforce. So those are the very important key area to be explored during the comparison or analyzing the current workforce. In this phase, we should focus the demand for workforce capacity and identify the possible future events. For getting these data, the sources will be external data like wider industry trend predictions, workforce supply, demand, workforce supply, and demand data. Also, we need internal data like recruitment data, organizational structure analysis, etc. So after comparison, then comes the third phase, identify. So this is the main important part, considering what capabilities the organization has now and compare these to future requirements. In other words, identify skill gap or workforce gap. These analyses will provide the valuable future workforce data. In this phase, we should determine external labor market trends and the potential impact on workforce requirements. So for getting these data also, the sources will be like external data like wider industry trend predictions, and internal data like recruitment data, organization structure analysis, supply and demand forecast. So when I say the comparison or the identify phase and telling about from where we get these data, my colleague will be explaining you about how we can get the data using our product or our JobsPikr labor marketing insight product. So external data can be attained from there. So coming to the fourth phase, that is implement. So after identifying the gaps, now we now comes the fourth phase, implement. So that is based on the gaps, we should identify actions to meet requirements to achieve organizational goals and manage the associated risk. In this phase, we develop comprehensive options to close workforce gaps. These strategies may include acquiring external talent, developing the existing workforce, leveraging contingent labor, reorganizing teams, or uplifting performance. For getting this data, the sources will be the outputs from compare phase and identify phase, as I said earlier. So post this implement, there is another phase. The final phase is review. So that is a very important phase. As business needs change, workforce planning strategy does as well. So regular monitoring the plan allows to identify progress and areas for improvement. So this will be an ongoing process, and this will be a very important phase for improving the outcomes. So in this phase, we use the evidence, as I said, the data from labor market trends, and then monitor the expected impact of changes on business and organizational objectives. For getting these data, the sources will be workforce plan roadmap and the external data for monitoring the change. So now my colleague Prashant Gupta will be taking you through how JobsPikr could help us, or how JobsPikr can actually provide the data, labor market trend data, to define this current framework which we were explaining. So passing to Prashant.
Thank you, John, for discussing the importance of workforce planning and the framework to understand different steps of during the different planning stages. Now the question is how JobsPikr comes into picture. So JobsPikr has been collecting job posting data since 2019, like early stage of 2019. We now crawl roughly about 30 million jobs every month from thousands of unique sources. So these sources include your job boards, corporate company career pages, application tracking systems, and staffing websites. Uh, so this data, when visualized to get insights, tell us about the demand side of labor market and the overall competitiveness of labor market around particular talent or particular location. So this data helps you address key questions during different phases of uh, strategic workforce planning. So specifically compare, identify, and review phase of planning. So few of the questions which this could help identify us is how the market defines my interested position, or are my focus skills present in the market. So if I am looking forward to software development role or occupation in particular uh, uh, location, so is it available and what skills are available. Then next question could be how much of my required talent overlaps with the competitor company. So if and how are they comparing against the leading organizations. So basically how these companies like my competitor and the leading organizations are defining a particular role which I am interested to identify, or I am interested to hire more candidates for my team. Next question could be what skills are considered to be the standard for a particular role, or what skills are there in the market which could be starting point for upskilling my current workforce, so that if the supply is not that efficient, I can work on my upskilling side of things. So now let us look at few visualization snippets from the JobsPikr Insights platform, which we have taken specifically to see the scenarios uh, how organizations can take this data and work on their workforce plannings. So here in this example, we have taken specifically the job posting trends around software developer occupation in California and Michigan, United States. So this data is based on last 6 months currently. So now California, being the Silicon Valley or tech hub of the states, is having more roughly 5-6 times job as Michigan. So there we can see that if I am looking forward to software developer role in California, so the competitiveness is so high because many of the employers are looking for the same role, looking to hire for the same role. Now let us look at the next visualization. So here the JobsPikr insights help us get the overall numbers around, like so in the last 6 months we have seen that there are 60,000 jobs in California and around 10,000 jobs in Michigan. Again, that is around 6 times in California. Next, it also provides us the compensation number. So this provides us that median annual salary available in California is around 106K, whereas in Michigan it is 104K. Now, occupation I've already selected software developer, and now coming to the skills in demand. So these are like almost they are comparable. Like the top three skills in the both states are same for software developer occupation. Next, this tells us what are the top regions under these states, or top cities under these states, which are hiring for this particular role which I am interested in, that is software developer again. So now let us look at the next visualization. So here in the same example of software developer occupation, I have now included two organizations just to see how they are putting what skills they are putting into their roles while posting jobs for software developer occupation. Now, Adobe has mentioned design, computer science, JavaScript, Java, and AWS, whereas VMware has focused more on infrastructure management, Kubernetes. So we can try to assess that Kubernetes is towards cloud uh, software. So they are looking forward in that way, and Adobe is more towards web applications or simple applications, AWS applications. Uh, Now let us look at the next visualization. Yeah, so this graph we have taken as an overview to show how we also provide the skills trend. So on the left side, you can see that these are the top 5 skills and their job posting trends in the last 6 months. So you can see that management, customer service, operations, sales, and leadership, these have been the top 5 skills. So this data is based on United States only. And on the right side, you can see the salary distribution of this data in the last 6 months. So we can see that it is in the last 5 months, it is roughly in the same range, while before that it had a slight change. So this was it for the visualization side, and how JobsPikr could help us, work on the workforce strategic planning as an organization. Now, if you have any questions during the webinar or any doubts, we will move to the next phase of webinar, that is Q&A, and we'll take your doubts.
Thanks, Prashant, for giving an overview about how we can get the data or the insights from the product for building this strategic workforce planning. So as I said, so while we are making for the strategic workforce planning, we need more data, more information about understanding the internal data about our current workforce, and we need to understand what is the trend, market trends or labor market trends, or what are the emerging skills, emerging jobs, and everything for understanding the external information. So these informations from the product will actually help you on the understanding this, and then plan accordingly for your future events. So similarly, so while before we go to the Q&A session, again, I'm thanking everyone for attending it. And as I said, it's a very quick session of around 20-25 minute session, which we want to take it up. And we want to give individual attentions to each person. So as I understand, there are a lot of attendees from different industries and different companies. So if anyone is having any doubts in between, for example, if anyone needs a specific questions around how we can get the information or what all data we can give other than what we have explained, we are happy to show you that also during this session. You can actually use the chat window or Q&A box also if you have any queries or any doubt. And also, if anyone is having any doubts or queries in between, we will be sharing the slide, the PPT slides, as well as the recordings will be available in the event page later. And we will also send an email to you, all the participants, along with our contact details and the product details and product information. So if anyone requires an direct call or wants to discuss specific queries to us, please feel free to send us an email or respond to the email which we will be sending in a way. So I hope no one else have any more queries or any more doubts.
So we'll keep the session open for 10 more minutes. And if you guys have any of the doubts or any queries regarding your use case or how JobsPikr Insights can be of use, you can put that in the chat box or Q&A box, and we'll be happy to take it.
So I'm repeating again. We will be sending you the recordings and the PPT slides later, and it will be available in the event page. Prashant, I think no one is having any more doubts. So any more queries? So we can end up the sessions.
Sure. Thanks everyone. Thanks Caroline, Maria, Shruti, Anup for joining the session.
And thanks everyone. We will, as I said earlier, we will be uploading the PPT and the recordings in the event page, and then we'll be sending the emails. Thank you. Hi, Carlin.
So you mean the questions you can take up within your organization with your stakeholders?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So I am not aware of it, but I'll check with the team if they have any handy questions or like list of questions. Then we'll definitely drop you over the email.
Okay. Okay. Because in fact, in the various 5 phases that you show, there is one about analyzing. I don't know if you can maybe show the graph with the 5 steps.
Wait, John, can you go back to the slide? That five step,
Yeah, the
5
one with
steps.
the circle with the 5 steps.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this framework.
Yeah. So you see, align organizational strategy and SWP priorities. So for that one, in fact, do you have a couple of questions? Difficult questions? Yeah.
Yeah. So
because I'm starting from scratch, in fact.
Okay, no problem. So basically, in terms of the basic idea of aligning is to understand what is each company's short and the long term business objectives. So for example, if we want to achieve, maybe, for example, if our annual recurring revenue should be 1 million in within next 1 or 2 years, or within 3 to 5 years, we should touch 2 million, or we should get this much of customers on board. So that will be the basic idea. We should have an short term and the long term goals. There will be a couple of short-term goals in terms of setup, or in terms of the initiation on the product or developing a product. So if it is a SaaS product, so the development of the product, understanding the customers requirements and everything, so that will be the short-term goal. And then the long-term goal will be the number of customers or the revenue in within the next 3 to 5 years will be the the objective. So in for that specific thing, we should understand the competitors data also. So that is why I was telling about both. It is an internal data what we will be looking forward for this first phase. We should not have the external data. So basically, we should understand our own reports and everything. So in terms of workforce, we should understand what is the HR reports or the finance reports to understand what is our financial stability and everything, and then we should plan for the workforce, how much band for we should understand what is the bandwidth we need, and based on that how many people we need to hire and everything. So that is the basic data which we need for the aligned phase or the first phase.
Okay.
So in terms, as I said, for us, if you look the labor market insight, so we as a company, JobsPikr is a product, and JobsPikr provides the labor market insight information, or insight. It's a labor market insight product, and we provide market insights data. We provide visualization data. We provide detailed information about what is happening in the global market. So with our product, the data which we have, you will be able to achieve the second phase, that is compare, the third phase the identify, and the fifth phase for the review. So for review also we need both, right? We need to understand the labor market trends, and then based on that we need to understand what is the current performance, or as I said, we need to look both the things, understand the what to say, understand what is happening right now based on the labor market trends which we get outside. So yeah, so
Okay.
these are the three phases which we can actually help in terms of the sources of data for you to use or develop this framework. But the implementation part and the align part is the internal data. So that is the thing. Yeah. But Caroline, since you said you are starting off from the scratch, we understand that you will be needing more time. But if from which company you are working, or which is your company name? What is your company?
It's
And
Forwardline.
okay,
Forwardline. Yeah.
Okay, so what is it? What?
The size of the company is currently 20,000 people.
Okay.
Well, it
So
will
what
go
will
down
be
to
your
16,000.
requirement?
But
So
pardon me?
what will be the requirement?
It's to accompany the business so that we can build our HR strategy in consistence with the business. Currently, we have what we call a people equation that
Okay.
shows only numbers of how many own staff do we have, how many subcontractors do we have, so what is the workforce overall, and its evolution along the year from a budget exercise and close follow-up with actuals on a monthly basis, together with a close follow-up of the financials related to that. We measure the cost per headcount, per FTE. But we would like to transform that into a profile equation, not only looking at numbers, but looking at the competencies that we have, that we miss, that we need to develop, that will disappear in the next coming years. How do we accompany our people the best so that they can grow by themselves within the company and build their career path? So currently, I don't have any budget to start this year, but we
No
are
problem,
currently transforming our whole HR system into one single platform where we will we will manage the demand part of that
So,
system.
do you currently get job data information? Which
Currently, we are working on the competency management and raising the cartography of our job families. Yeah.
Okay.
And the main roles that we do have and what are the main competencies over those roles. So currently we are working on the competency management and building the cartography of jobs.
Okay.
Currently, this is what we do.
When you tell about the category, you're building the category of jobs. Prashant, can you explain about the ONET which we use and
So, Carolyn, a category of jobs, as in like what currently you have in your organization, like as in what departments are there and what roles are there. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah. For instance, it is project management, software development,
Okay,
cloud
and
computing.
are you following any of the occupation classifications, or like uh, any industry standard classifications for occupation or roles?
Currently, we are just designing it, so it's not yet in production or implemented.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for next year, we plan to implement it and to plug all the employees through that job cartography. In fact.
Okay, and if I might ask, where are you based? Like the company, where is it
I'm in
based?
France.
Okay, it is from France. So,
Yeah.
okay, there you must be following ESCO, European SOC code.
Yeah. No, in fact, we are using an SAP success factor.
Okay.
Is that your question? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that only, like what occupation classification you are using. So let me tell you, so in our product we are currently having ONET based classification, so that is purely for US based occupation.
Okay.
And for ESCO or European occupation classification, that is also in our roadmap. So I think we can also work with you to, provide that as well. So I think you're already, since you're already jobs under that framework, we can work on that for external jobs or demand side of jobs.
Yeah, it would be good. But for now, yeah, my goal is to understand the approach for building a strategic planning, what it deals with, what change in the mindset we need to operate so that the business can feel a real interest for it. Because currently there is no adhesion as such, because people don't understand what is behind, what they will have to do. So this is why I was asking for the approach. How do you manage the alignment and the understanding of the needs? I need
Caroline,
really to convince the management to go forward exploring that.
Caroline, so basically, this using this framework, and so basically, we are trying to develop comprehensive option to close the workforce gaps based on these informations or the data which we get, and then evaluate the options in order to select strategies that effectively address the gaps with the appropriate level of risk. So we are making that strategy, and we are trying to implement that, and then we are monitoring it, so ensuring that we are not, I mean, basically the advantage is that cost versus benefit of workforce planning action. So we are trying to reduce the risk, cost, and everything. So that is the main
Yeah.
idea about using this labor market insights to build this, I mean, to have this strategic workforce planning to build the good or competitive talent marketplace. So
Yeah.
in terms of this, what Carolyn, what we can do is, since you are starting the work from scratch and you are in the exploring phase or
Yeah.
in the development phase, what we can do is that we will be sending you an email. I mean, thank you email will be automatically sent out to you guys with there will be an specific schedule demo link with our sales team, so you
Okay.
can actually schedule a call also. And
Okay.
so if you need, since, I mean, as my colleague Prashant was saying, we can work together for getting the European job data, so that also we can do. But whenever you get time or whenever you are available, you can feel free to schedule a demo, or we'll be sending the email, and you can press reply and you can send out an email also, and we are happy to help you on that part. And also, by tomorrow you will be getting the event another email where this complete webinar session will be, the recorded video will be put up in our event page, so you will have the access to that also. So in future, if you want to see the webinar again or to showcase to your business, you can do that also.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, that will help.
But do
Go
if you
deeper on.
have, yeah, if you have any doubt or if you have any clarifications, do feel free to send out an email to us. We will be
Okay.
sending you an email from our team email ID, so that
Okay.
you can
Thank you.
send out
That's
you
kind of
can
you.
get the reply and you can send out the emails.
And
Okay.
Caroline,
Okay.
will this a webinar could be a starting point for you to take up with the management. We'll also try to share if we have more resources around and more questionnaires which you can use to, get started with identifying key elements in your organization, since you already have a big workforce. So it is like good to start at your firm, like.
Yeah. And I would like also to understand the interconnection you may have between
Right.
a strategic
We
workforce
cannot,
planning and
yes, we
internal
cannot right
HRCOs.
away help,
Yeah.
but the product can be used once you have like some level of understanding among your organizations. So there our product can be directly fit in, where, once you know that these elements are there from my organization, then our product can be right fit to understand what is the demand in the market and how we can compare.
Yeah.
Like right from the second phase, we can get started.
Okay, but it's already much more clear. Thank you very much for
Sure,
your
Karen.
insight. Yeah.
Sure.
Now it's a matter of collecting some financials, some key figures also to, because we are hiring a lot, and I'm wondering those people in the next 2 to 3 years, if they expect to be still in the company. But we need to accompany their stay and manage retention also.
Right.
So, do you have figures as such where strategic workforce planning helped big companies like ours to either retain people or to be competitive on the market, to have the demand on time, the workforce on time before the demand arrives? Do you have figures like that to convince people they should go and test it?
We will have to pull up some data and case studies for that. Since this product is fairly new, like JobsPikr data side of things were available since 2019, but this dashboard product has been launched in 2022 only. So we'll also
Okay.
have to provide, more details from the case studies and published papers for you to help.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's why, Karen, as I said, you can actually list down your requirements or your queries together, and we can actually pull out whatever the data we have, and we can send it out.
Okay.
And Caroline, what was the organization you are working for? Sorry, I missed the name
Worldline.
earlier.
I am Forwardline. Yeah.
Worldline.
Okay.
Originally, it was a former company, an affiliate of Atos company, and it became independent in 2014. And recently, we acquired Ingenico Group. So
Okay.
this is why we are at that level of a huge number of people.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would have increased your overall count.
Yeah, we have increased from 12,000 to 20,000 people. So, and we are not well tooled, I would say.
Right. So
Yeah.
this is originally based in Germany, like.
No. It is from France originally. Yeah, France and Netherlands. From if we look at Atos, but France, the headquarters is based in France.
Okay, so headquarters.
Paris. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have offices across
Europe.
Yeah, of course, we are located in 50 countries.
Okay.
Across the world. Yeah, 50.
Okay.
So yeah, Europe, US,
Okay.
Asia, yeah, Africa not so much, but mainly Europe, US, and India.
Okay, right. Okay. Any other doubt, Caroline, at this moment?
No, it's fine. It helps me, think of it and find questions. So I'm glad to start thinking of it.
Right.
Yeah, thanks,
You can
Karen. I mean,
you can anyway reach out to us to discuss this in more detail, since you are starting out. So I would really recommend that we stay in touch, since you are also starting out with the workforce planning, and this product is also new. So I think there could be a potential collaboration to since we also provide custom solutions in each way possible. So that is also there. So I think we should be in contact, and once there is any heads up from your stakeholders, we can move forward with with the product.
Yeah. Demo.
And
Okay.
in that way, we'll be able to cater your needs, specific needs as well.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you,
I
Karen.
appreciate. Okay.
Yeah.
I wish
Thank
you a
you.
nice end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Actually, we
it's
are
quite
ending the day. Yes,
early
yes.
afternoon in the US.
Okay.
Okay.
For us,
Yeah.
it's
No,
late
we are
night,
not
but yeah,
from US. We are actually
from
based in
India.
India.
Oh, you're based in India?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's quite late for you.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. Okay.
Thanks, Carlin.
Yeah. Have a nice evening then.
Yeah.
Thank
Same
you.
to you. Same.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Great. Bye.